inexpensive wireless remote control for conventional model trains. On this episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks. Hello again, this is Mike. One of the great advances in toy train technology over the last 25 or 30 years has been the development of walk-around control systems where you're not tied to a transformer, but you can instead walk around the layout with your trains. And this technology has advanced to the extent that today's new trains don't even come with a traditional transformer, but instead use a wireless remote control or even control by Bluetooth from your phone or tablet. Sure, there are ways to operate conventional trains with these modern methods, but they usually involve the addition of extra expensive hardware and sometimes the modifications to the locomotives themselves. But what if there was the way to do this inexpensively with zero modifications to the locomotive? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. With this system, I can operate my conventional Lionel, Marx, and other brands of AC and DC powered locomotives using my Android phone. Here are the major components for our system, except for, of course, for the Bluetooth control, we're going to need, in this case, an Android phone, which I can't show you because we're using the camera of my Android right now. And of course, we're going to need a power supply supplying our DC voltage. Actually, I'm going to be using a standard Lionel AC transformer, but I'm going to use a bridge rectifier to convert it to DC power. So here's how the system will work. The brains of the operation are this Arduino board. Now, Arduino is an open source microcontroller. You can either get the actual brand name Arduino, which those for the Arduino Uno, this is an Uno R3, and there's also different sizes. There's the Uno, which is the standard size. There's also a larger version, a smaller version, but this will do just fine for our purposes. This is the most common. A brand name Arduino board will run about $25 on Amazon, and then they go down from there. The cheapest ones, this is the most popular one on Amazon. Now, the plastic case is separate. This is the most popular model on Amazon, and this one runs about $9. But this one, the Elegoo, this is more of a brand name. It's a little bit of an upgrade. Remember, the cheaper you go, the more likely you're going to have board failure. So this is kind of a happy medium. The Elegoo, these will run about $15 for the board, and the case is separate. It's optional. I just like to use it because I like the durability and making sure that I'm not damaging any pins as I'm doing different projects. So this is the brains of the operation. We have here a Bluetooth receiver that is going to plug in to our Arduino. This is going to receive the signal from the phone to speed up, slow down, stop, reverse, what have you. And then the Arduino is going to send a signal to this. This is a motor controller board. You may see videos on YouTube where people are powering small DC motors directly from the Arduino board. Now that's fine for like a 3-volt, maybe 5-volt motor, very small, but the type of motors we're using for our 3-rail trains are much more powerful, and those motors will overwhelm the circuitry of the Arduino. So instead, this will send a signal to the motor controller, which is capable of handling much more current. So here, you see the heat sinks in here. Our power supply will input, and then output will go to the track, and the Arduino will tell the output to speed up, slow down, stop, reverse direction, all of that good stuff. So that's the basics of how this is going to work. Now, in order to give those instructions, we're going to have to program our Arduino to know what to do with the Bluetooth inputs and the outputs. And that's basically how we do it. The only other supplies I'm going to need is an assortment of wires to make the connections, and the USB cable that comes with the Arduino board. This will plug into our computer for programming, and it can also plug into a regular USB jack to power the Arduino board. It can also be powered by this 9-volt jack here. For our purposes, we're just going to use the USB cable
After receiving your Arduino, the first step is to download the Arduino programming software, or IDE. This is a free download that will work on any laptop or desktop computer. The link is in the video description. Now you are ready to program your sketch. If you don't know anything about coding, that's fine. The sketch is also included in the video description. Just copy and paste. When your sketch is ready, hit the Finish button and the software will proofread your sketch for any errors. When it checks out, you are ready to load the sketch onto your Arduino through the USB cable that should have come with your board. Plug in the Arduino and check which data port you are using, and download the sketch. Then you can unplug the USB from your computer. Now it's time to add the components. My original plan was to use these Larks connectors and wire to make these pin connectors and these bus connectors for the various electronics. But what I found, I went to my local micro center and I found these pre-wired ones for only $3 for these large ribbons of 24 each. So this is going to save me a whole lot of time. So my color coding is not super complicated. I simply just pulled off each of the next wires for the off of the ribbon. So there's no particular color coding for what is what, other than I wrote everything down so I would know what goes where. And so I'm using female connectors to male connectors, and they come female to female, female to male, and male to male, and they're pre-done. So that's going to save me a lot of time for not a whole lot of money. With the motor controller, there are 8 pins. I don't know if you can, how well you can see that. There are 8 pins. We're going to use 6 of them. The one marked RPWN, that is right power output. That is our brown wire, and that is going to connect to a particular pin on our Arduino depending on our sketch. Then we have the left power, and this is going to control our forward and reverse by using one for right, one for left. We're actually going to be one for forward and one for reverse, but that is those two. Then this one, the right enable, this basically turns it on for the forward, and that is orange. Then we have the left enable, that is reverse enable. That is our yellow wire. Then we're going to skip these next two, and then over here on the end, we have the VCC. This is going to be power going to the Arduino board. That is going to power this. And then we have the ground connection to the Arduino board, which goes here. These 4 connections up here, these 2 will be our power input from our power supply, and then these 2 will be our positive and negative output that goes to the track. Then for our Bluetooth connector, there are 6 pins. We are going to use 4 of them. So we have the VCC. This is the power from the Arduino board. This is going to power our circuit, our 5 volts. That's the blue wire. Then we have the white wire connects to the ground on our Arduino board. Then this purple one is special because the board is powered by 5 volts, but the logic on this works best on 3 volts. So this is another ground connection. We are going to use basically a voltage splitter. This is going to go to 2 different wires. One will have a 1K resistor, and that will connect to our port on the Arduino, and the other is a 2K resistor, and that will go to ground. And so that will limit the power coming into this. This transmits the signal from this to our phone. And then the gray is the receiver wire, and that is going to go to a particular port on our Arduino, as described in our sketch. So again, so we have our Arduino over here. If we look at this side, the VCC is the blue, and that is going to connect over here to the Arduino to the 5-volt power pin. Then the white wire over here is going to go to one of the ground connections. There are several ground connections on the Arduino. They all connect to the same place, but there are several of them around for convenience. So one of the ground wires is white. Then the purple, this one we are connecting, and we are going to split this and it is going to connect both to this 1K resistor, which goes to port 11, pin 11, and then a 2K resistor, which goes to another ground. 1K resistor, again, going to pin 11, 2K resistor going to ground, and these are all going to be connected together. Then we have our gray wire that is here, and that is going to go to pin number 12 over here. Again, our motor controller, the first four, the brown wire is for our forward, and that is going to go to pin 9. Red is for reverse, and that is going to go to pin 10. Then we have our orange, which enables the forward. That is going to pin 7. The yellow enables the reverse, which goes to pin 6. The green goes to another 5-volt connection that provides power. And the black is our ground, and it goes to one of the various ground connections. Depending on how you do your program, how you do your sketch, you can reassign the pins to different numbers. This is just the way I've set it up with this particular sketch. Let's do our connection here with our voltage splitter, and then we will be ready to test it.
With the amount of current required for our O-gauge trains passing through this control module, it's important that as much heat as possible can be dissipated. To help accomplish this, I ordered 20mm by 20mm heat sinks and attached 2 of them to the control module on the top side. The bottom side already had heat sinks pre-installed. Links to all of the components I use can be found in the video comments.
For my bench test, I'm using a regular DC throttle, and rather than hooking up a motor or track, I'm just using the voltmeter right now. Again, I want to test everything, and then I want to eliminate as many variables as possible. But you see, we have the Arduino plugged in with our jack there using our USB. Here is the Bluetooth receiver. Here is the motor controller. So the next step is connecting the Bluetooth. So I started with this free app, which was the easiest connection app that I could find that can send messages, that can send commands to the Arduino, in this case using text. So opening my program, first I need to connect, and it tells me right here that it's now connected. Now there are other apps available. We can convert this to buttons and sliders, but again, I want to keep it simple for the purposes of testing. I'm going to give this a command, forward 100, go. And notice what happens to our voltmeter. We are getting positive voltage, 12 volts. I want to stop, and I just use the command S to stop, and it drops it down to 0. Now we want to go reverse 100, go, 12.2 volts. I know that the setup is working because this is receiving signals from my phone through the Bluetooth to the Arduino, and it is affecting the voltage on the output. Rather than doing all of that individual typing, this one also has macro commands that you can pre-control. For example, stop, and it goes to 0. Not trusting myself, I put the stop button all the way around, and then I took the forward and divided it into 6 different levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, reverse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Of course, with AC using an E unit, forward and reverse doesn't matter, but if I'm using a DC only engine, then I can control the forward and reverse that way. So instead of typing everything down here, I just hit forward 5, and it goes to my preset, or go to reverse 5. It puts it, I just caused a derailment. Emergency stop. And it brings it down to 0 right away. So it works on the workbench. What about on the layout? So let's start first with a DC only Williams Mighty Might with the DC power pack. That works pretty well.
Slow it down. Speed it up. Stop. Other direction. Lower. Really slow.
See, a little faster. A bit faster. So.
How about a Lionel, a DC-powered steamer? Slow. A little too slow. There we go. Stop. Back it up. Slow. Faster. Stop. Really fast. Stop. Reverse. Slow. Slower. Little bad chair. Stop. Works for that too. Stop! On this episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks. Whoa, wrong button. Woo. I meant to hit the 4 and I hit the 10. Oh, and before you ask in the comments, yes, absolutely, this will work as is with HONGS and other DC-powered train systems. So I hope this video has inspired you to see how modern electronics can improve operation on your railroad. And whether wireless or wired, keep your trains running, and we'll catch you next time with more Toy Train Tips and Tricks.